Hey there. Welcome to Yaya's Heart Tarot if you're new. And if you've been here before, welcome back. I have not done any readings for a very long time. Not online, anyway. I still do them for myself and for friends. At least I've started to do them again. I apologize for those of you who are loyal viewers for being gone so long. I've been through some stuff that kind of disconnected me from spirit. And not in a bad way, just sort of in a protective way. But I'm kind of out the other side. And I've been getting some really deep, clear messages from my tarot. So I thought I would try doing a little tarot for you. I don't have a particular topic in mind. I've got a spread that I've been using lately that came to my attention, and it seems to be one that's helpful. So hopefully it'll be helpful for you too. I apologize for the old ratty towel that I'm using for my tarot cloth. This is kind of spur of the moment, and I'm outside on my deck, so I put this table down, or this towel down when I come out here, because the table is kind of dusty. So it's what I had, and I had some cards out here because I was going to draw some cards for myself, so I thought I'll go ahead and try this. Anyway, so let's get started. The spread that I'm going to do today is a, can't remember what they call it, tree spread maybe? Anyway, the first position that we're going to get is the root of the problem, or the foundation, or the situation, basically. So let's see what comes up here. What sort of a situation are we dealing with, Spirit? What can you tell us about my listeners, the folks who've tuned in today? We got girl. So, what I'm hearing is that this is an issue that, and you don't necessarily have to be female, but there's a card in the deck that's woman, and then there's a card that's girl. And we've gotten the girl, and what I feel like is there's something that you are afraid to step up to or grow up about. There's something that's been keeping you small, something that's been, that seems like it's too much responsibility for you to be the one to make a decision. So you've kind of been avoiding it. Spirit, thank you for that. So the next position that we want to get is your opportunity for growth. What is the opportunity for growth for those who've tuned in today? So we got the compass, but we got the compass reversed. So, okay, what I'm seeing with the compass is you don't know which way to go. The compass reversed. You don't know which way to go. The compass typically shows you which way to go, but if it's reversed, that means you don't know which way to go. So your opportunity for growth, let's get a few more cards on this. Your opportunity for growth is somehow to choose a direction, basically. But let's see what, well, actually, the next two cards are your choices. So let's do that. So I'm seeing that your opportunity for growth is to choose a direction. Pick a side. Take a risk. Let's see what your two choices are. Choice A. Choice number 1. Okay, we got dull. So choice number 1, I'm hearing, is to continue just to play at, not doing anything serious. So basically choice A is kind of staying where you are now. not making the decision, not taking an adult responsibility or a mature responsibility or a mature step. No judgment in that. Sometimes staying playful and staying childlike is not a bad option. So that is the first choice that you have. Spirit, thank you for that. What is the other? What is our second choice? What's our second choice? So the second choice is Aries. So your second choice is to move and move with decisiveness and not look back. I'm hearing bull in a china shop, and that's not exactly what this means, but basically what this card is saying is to make a decision and act on it without thinking too much about it. So you can stay where you are, kind of in a more playful, maybe I just want to pretend I want to pretend how everything is going to be or how everything is. Or you can make a decision and take action on it. So, Spirit, thank you for that. For the first decision, what is the benefit of this decision? If this were the choice, what's the benefit? What is the benefit? I'm hearing use a different deck. All right. And I think it's this one. No, it's this one. Okay. All right. So the benefit of choice A, of staying young and staying where you are. Okay, we've got the Two of Buckets. So that's the Two of Cups. So by staying here, you're maintaining a relationship, is what I hear. You're not offending anyone. You're not, and I think that's perhaps where this decision comes from, and not being able to pick a direction, is because there's a fear that if you take a decisive action, it's going to hurt somebody's feelings. So by staying where you are and not acting, just staying in this more innocent space, you maintain some relationship and you don't offend anyone. But Spirit, what is the detriment of this decision? What's the downside? Woo. Okay. Well, the downside, you've got the Ace of Balloons, which is the Ace of Pentacles. And this is an interesting Ace of Pentacles because this, to me, signifies a great deal of isolation. And then you've got the Ten of Wands, or the Ten of Brooms, which is a heavy burden to carry. So basically, by continuing in the present course of action and not taking any action, you may not hurt anybody's feelings, but you're carrying the burden all yourself. It may be something that nobody even knows that you're struggling with. In fact, that's a good possibility. You don't want to ruffle any feathers, so you're just going to go along with where you are now, and that continues to be a good strategy to keep relations calm and connected. But on the inside, and I think that's why this is reversed, because it came up reversed because even though you're in this isolation, it's not projected outward. Nobody knows that you have this isolation. It's just within you. So on the inside, you're still carrying this heavy, heavy burden all by yourself. So Spirit, thank you for those messages. And option number 2, to make a decision and act on it. What is the benefit of that? Okay. The benefit is... okay. The benefit, we've got the Ace of Wands reversed, and then we've got the Six of Swords. So the benefit is that you will be able to, although it will take you through perhaps a rocky patch or a difficult time, you'll be able to move away from this heavy burden that you're carrying. It might be, it might feel like the smoke or the fire is chasing you and you can't get away from it because you're the one holding it. You're the one taking the action and making the decision. So you have to deal with the consequences of that. You can't get away from it, even though it's scary. But it will give you the opportunity. It's going to give you a vehicle, here, this boat, to get away from this shark. So it's going to give you the vehicle to move away from this burden that you've been carrying that's been really difficult, even though it's going to feel scary to do it. Thank you, Spirit, for those messages. And what is the downside of taking action, making a decision and taking action? What's the potential detriment of that? Okay, perfect. You got judgment. So the downside of making a decision and acting on it is that somebody might not agree with your decision. They might say, you shouldn't have done that, passing judgment. So, so there's all of that. Let's see. Do we want to get some clarity on this? Why not? Let's use some more tarot cards and see what we got. So for the girl, for this initial situation, this initial the situation, where you are, what's going on. Okay. All right, so we got the Lovers reversed. So I'm feeling like, at least for some of you, and I'm hearing it's only for some of you, this could be a relationship that's not going the way you want it to. So that could be what's going on for some of you. Obviously, the reversed Lovers is a love that's not going the way you wish it would. What else can you tell us about this, Spirit? What else can you tell us about the girl? Okay, the other thing is the next card we got is the Hierophant reversed. So, I'm hearing that you're not allowing in the guidance that could help you with this. Whether that's your spirit guides, whether that's your mom, whether that's your intuition, whatever it is, you're not letting it in. And by letting it in, it could really give you a lot of guidance that would help you feel calmer, happier. But you see, not only is this reversed, but when we lay it with the cards that are already here, you are looking away from this guidance. Okay, and you're looking at this relationship. So for those of you that this is regarding a relationship, you're putting too much emphasis on the relationship if it is not a good one, and not listening to anyone, anything, any spirit, any intuition that's trying to help you with this situation. Spirit, what else could this be for some of my listeners? What else could this be? Well, we got the Tower reversed. So that's really quite general there. Basically, the Tower reversed is saying, rather than making a clean break, even though it's going to mean everything is going to crumble and you've got to move on and rebuild, what you're doing is you're hanging on for dear life. So whatever the situation is, some of you are holding on to this Tower and not letting it happen. Wow, this is a powerful, powerful thing. We got the Tower, the Hierophant, the Lovers, and now we got the Emperor reversed. So this could be the individual that you're dealing with. It could be someone who is very powerful, has a lot of control over other people, but is not using it in a good way. And then we also got the Hermit reversed. So again, whatever the situation is, it's isolating you. And you're not isolating yourself. you are being isolated by this situation. So, I mean, that could mean a couple of things. It could mean that you are removing yourself from the situation, but it could also mean that because you're in this situation and other people don't approve, going back to this judgment card up here, other people don't approve of the situation, so they are staying away. If this is a situation that makes you unstable, or if the person you're with, if it is regarding a person you're with, is unstable, it might be frightening to some people. And, that could be what this card is about. It could be you that is tangled up in this decision making that you can't see. It could be others that are afraid to get tangled up in the situation, so they might be staying away. And then we've got the Seven of Wands here, which is, it's still a card of being isolated, but it's also showing me that you have some resilience. There's a lot of things that are coming your way that are maybe not helpful. They could be, things that are sort of attacking you or making your life difficult. And so you are, again, we've got this isolated figure here. So you are isolated, and there is a lot of stuff coming your way that's trying to get at you. But notice you're also isolated in this strong glass bubble. So you've got some protection. So there's that. And you have some resilience. You see the light here? She still has this light. You still have this light in your gut, in your soul. You still have your inner spark. So thank you, Spirit, for all of that. The opportunity for learning here. Tell me more about the opportunity for learning, the compass. I know that I'm hearing pick a side. Okay, Knight of Swords. So this individual is, you could say that he's running away, but I'm not getting that. What I'm getting is that he's running toward something that's going to give him the ability to get where he needs to go. He knows that he needs to get there in a hurry, but what he's running toward is something that's going to help him get farther along. So that is an opportunity for learning as well, is finding a vehicle that's going to help you to move away from whatever it is that you need to distance yourself from. Okay, so an opportunity for learning, we've got the Five of Wands reversed. Five of Wands is typically about confusion and conflict, but since it's reversed, I'm not really getting a clear understanding of why it's reversed. Spirit, tell me more about the Five of Wands reversed. Why is it reversed? What is that meaning about the confusion and conflict? Okay, so we also got the Nine of Pentacles with that. And see how she's reaching for the Pentacles? So what that means is, even though there's a lot of conflict and confusion here, you still have something that you can reach for. Something specific, in fact. I mean, she's not gathering up all of these. She's reaching for the one pentacle that has a bird on it. So there's something very specific. There's a peaceful place, perhaps, or some way to escape this situation that you know about. And it's something that's going to help you get away from this situation faster than if you didn't employ it. So, interesting that this is coming up with this confusion, because maybe you may be confused about where the help is that you can reach for. Spirit, can we get more clarity on that? Where is this help? Sorry, that's too many. Where is this help that my listeners can reach for with regard to picking a direction and improving their situation? Okay, so the Four of Cups came out twice. It's come out both times. The chunk that fell out before, and now it's out again. So the Four of Cups, this is This is somebody, this feels like, okay, and then we got the Page of Swords. You see how she is holding all of the light bulbs and she's got a book. So, and then we got the Seven of Pentacles. Okay, so what this is saying is that there is somebody, and you may be confused about that somebody or not, but this person is someone who's planted a seed, who's told you before, hey, I'm here, I'll help you, just reach out to me. But they're sitting back and staying away and waiting. They are waiting for you to see the light. They're waiting for you to understand that they are there waiting to help you. And they may be getting bored of waiting for you to reach out. But that's what they're waiting for. They're waiting for you to reach out and to see the light, to understand that they truly mean that they are there to help you. And they have planted that seed with you. So if you think, if you don't know who that is, maybe that's what this confusion is. You don't know who this is. If you don't know, think about who has told you, I'm here, just reach out. Because both of these cards here, she's reaching out and holding on to, in this case, very specific. In this case, there are several lights, but in both cases, there's the bird. And it appears to be, well, this is, I think, sparrows, and this is an owl, I think. But, so birds may be significant. And here again, when this person is running toward whatever it is that's going to help them get out of the situation faster, there's a bird flying above. So birds are significant in this. And it doesn't have to specifically be a bird, although it could be. It could be someone who is a bird watcher or someone who has a bird. It could also be someone who flies planes for a living. It could be someone who you would have to fly to get to. It might be someone who lives far away. Anyway, so hopefully that helps. Maybe that'll jog your memory if you need it, which it looks like you probably do, to help you understand who is there to help you. So, Spirit, give us some more information, some more clarity on the doll here. More clarity on the doll. The first choice, one choice that you can make. Okay, so what we got is the Eight of Cups and the Chariot, both reversed, and the Justice card reversed. Okay, so the Eight of Cups and the Chariot reversed, these cards are telling me that, and again, I feel like with some of you we're dealing with a love connection or a failed love connection, and these cards being reversed are telling me that you are not walking away. And of course that's exactly what we talked about with the doll, that you're just staying in the situation without making a difficult decision. And these cards, the Eight of Cups is about having to walk away from love or affection or relationship because it's not right, and it's reversed. And then the Chariot, of course, is always about moving forward. So you're stuck. You're not moving away. And then along with that, we got the Justice card reversed, which tells me that this is not fair to you to stay in whatever this situation is. It's not fair to you. You're not. It might be easier because you see she's holding these balances with a sword. So it's very precarious to keep the balance, is what I'm hearing. But it's not fair to you to be the one to have to do that. Spirit, thank you for those messages. And then on this side, the second option of taking decisive action and moving on it right away. Yeah, we got the Eight of Wands. And the Eight of Wands is basically just repeating what the Aries is saying. This is just like moving suddenly, quickly, decisively, just moving. Just go. Spirit, thank you for that. What else can you tell us about that action? Like what might be... Okay, again, taking that action. We've got Temperance and we've got the Three of Pentacles. So there is someone that wants to work with you to help you with this, but they're waiting for you. They're waiting for you to make that decision. They're being patient, but they want to help you. They want to make this work, but they're waiting for you. You've got to be the one to take the step to do it. Okay, so let's get some more on the Two of Cups up here. On the side where you're staying wherever you are, just to make matters easier. And this is telling us that that's what it will do in the short run, perhaps. You won't ruffle any feathers. Spirit, tell us more about the Two of Cups here. Well, that's too many. Sorry. Tell us more, please. Okay, so we got the Knight of Cups reversed, and we got the Knight of Pentacles reversed. Okay. So the Knight of Cups is a player. He's kind of a Don Juan. He's the type that will sweep you off your feet. And so I feel like that was maybe where things started, that he kind of swept you off your feet, brought you the flowers all the time. But now, because this is reversed, he's no longer being that attentive guy. And the Knight of Pentacles is the knight that keeps things slow and steady and anchored, or perhaps the knight that sticks around to protect rather than goes off to battle. So this also is reversed. So that leads me to believe that even though you may think that you are keeping the peace, he may already be planning on leaving. If this is a case, he or she, if this is a case of an intimate relationship or some sort of a relationship at all, it could be a job too, for that matter. It could be that, the job was perfect for you and they told you from the get-go that you were doing such a great job, but now they have started to back away from that. They're not giving you any recognition anymore. Even though you're the same, they've changed. And it may be that they're getting ready to scoot you out the door. So, even though you may think that you are keeping the peace by not taking any action, it could be that they're already planning to take the action, or perhaps they're waiting for you to take some action. So, Spirit, what is the downside of staying in this position? I'm hearing feigning innocence or playing dumb. That's not the way I want to say it, but it's like you're pretending. You may be not acknowledging that there's a problem. Let's just put it that way. There could be a problem and you're not acknowledging it. You're just going to keep it to yourself. And again, that would make sense. Here you are carrying the burden, keeping it to yourself. You're the only one in the spotlight, and you're holding that burden. So Spirit, tell me more about that downside of this decision to continue in this situation. Okay, so we got the Death and Rebirth card reversed. So by staying in this situation, whatever it is, whether it's a job or a relationship or whatever it is, by staying there, by continuing this connection that is not serving you, that is not good for you, you are blocking yourself from having a rebirth into something better. So there's that. Okay, Spirit, so the upside of taking action, please. We have, back here, looking back at this, we've got that this is difficult, but it's going to get you away from the situation, ultimately, even though it's scary to do it. So Spirit, tell us more about that. There may not be much more to say about that. Spirit, is there anything? Okay, that's a lot of cards. Let's not do that much. Is there anything else you want to tell us about this, the benefit of taking action? Okay. The benefit of taking action is that you are going to feel so relieved, and so you're going to have room to heal. Right now, you're very constricted because whatever you're in is either not fulfilling you, or it's scaring you, or whatever. And by leaving or by taking action to get yourself out of whatever the situation is, it's going to open you up, and you're just going to feel the relief and the light and the love come in. Yeah. Wow. That's a great message. Thank you, Spirit, for that. And the downside of taking action in this situation. Tell us more about the judgment card over here. What's the downside of taking any action here? Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups. Okay, so the other downside, besides the fact that people might judge you, or people might be angry with you for taking whatever action you choose to take. But the other downside is it's going to leave you with a lot of decisions, and difficult decisions. There could be some, and I think this is what's stopping you in the first place. You don't know where to go from here. And that is definitely the downside of taking some action. You're going to be faced with, what do I do next? So, there's that. But it's, I think there's more of an upside than there is a downside, but there's certainly going to be that factor that you have to figure out what to do next. So what we need to determine now is, what is the outcome of all of this going to be? If you take option 1 on this side with the doll and staying in the situation, the outcome, we've got the Queen of Pentacles reversed. So that's someone who feels heavy, who feels greedy, who feels needy. So you may be surrounded with a lot of opulence and a lot of good things, and maybe that's why you're staying. Maybe this is you're with someone who's got a lot of great stuff, a lot of money, treats you well with their money, but you still don't feel like it's quite right. Or maybe you're in what you feel like is the perfect job because it pays you so well. But it feels, how do I say this? It feels flat. It feels empty. It feels heavy, but it feels like you're full of the wrong stuff, maybe. What else, Spirit? What else can you tell us about this? The King of Cups. King of Cups. I feel like this is the other party, whether this is a job or a boss or a spouse or a lover. I feel like, no, now that I think about it. Okay, you see the ship? But the ship is between the mountains, which is you. Yeah, so this is like a pull. This is like there's this pull trying to get you to move, to leave, to distance yourself or extract yourself from whatever the situation is. And the ship is there. The ship is there to take you away if you're ready. But you are the mountain. You're stuck. You're rooted in the spot. So if you, and the interesting thing is she's also holding the ship. So it's as though by being rooted there, like if you don't take action, if you decide to stay, you may have, it's like she took the boat out of the water. So, and she's got octopuses for her hair. It's like being stuck. I'm hearing stuck. The tentacles are stuck. If by staying in this situation, by continuing to stay in this situation, there will come a point. I'm hearing there's always going to be a way out, but it will be much, much harder as time goes on. Thank you, Spirit, for that. So, option B, or number 2, taking action. What is the outcome here, Spirit? If King of Wands reversed, and it came out upright, and then it flipped as it landed on the table. I'm not sure that what that's telling me. I mean, I feel like this person is about to set themselves on fire. This card is always very disconcerting to me because it looks like he's got like fire. Okay. I'm hearing if you take action, you're fireproof. Oh my goodness. So this is saying, okay, so what this card is saying is that yes, it looks scary. Again, we're back to that. It's back to this. It looks scary to do something, and you're attached to that something and you can't get away. Here again, the fire is right on you, but you're fireproof. How fascinating is that? Wow. By taking this action and by being decisive about it, nobody can hurt you. Nothing can hurt you. It's scary. And here also, the fire is there and he's holding it, but it's not burning him. Wow, that's pretty fascinating. What else, Spirit? What else can you tell us about the outcome on this side? I like that. What else can we say about this side? Or what else do we need to say? Oh, that's too many. Okay. So we have got the Page of Pentacles and the Six of Cups. How awesome is this? Both of these cards are very sweet and childlike. The Six of Cups is actually about nostalgia and children, and the Page of Pentacles is like a child getting a new toy. They're both reversed, but what I'm feeling about this is going to restore the childlike energy that you're afraid of losing over here with the doll. I don't know if you can see that in here, but in the reflection I'm looking at on the screen, there is like a really dark shadow underneath her eyes. Like there's a shadow that you are holding because you think that by making this decision, it's going to, your innocence will be gone, everything will be drudgery and hard, maybe. But this is telling me that by taking an action, which you're fearful of losing the innocence and losing the good things that you think you have now, but by taking this action, you're actually going to regain a true innocence. The doll is a doll. It's a representation of a childlike figure, but it's not real. These are both real. So taking the action, even though it feels scary, you're safe, you're protected, and it's going to help you to regain that childlike love and excitement that you may have missed staying in this situation where you are now. So that's what I have for you. I hope that helps, and I hope to do this more often. I love you all, and I'm glad you came to see what's up. Take care. I love you.